Hey guys, and welcome to Marriage and Money. Following from our last video, which was the 3 financial lifestyles and how you can build your financial lifestyle.
Wait, what video was that?
Well, if you haven't checked that video, you can click on the link right there, watch that video, come back to this video so that you can understand the goodies that we have for you for today. Also, don't forget to like our channel and subscribe so you can continue on the journey with marriage and money.
So you might be thinking, what's a budget? If you do have a budget, that's great. If not, we're here for you.
Indeed.
So a budget is basically an estimate of what you're thinking, or you'll confirm that you will get this month as your income, your predicted expenses, and your continuous ongoing expenses. So this might sound like blah, 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 but don't worry, we'll break it down so you can see what we are talking about and you can follow through with us. So let's get budgeting. So if you want a copy of this template that we'll be going through in this video, our email is down below. We have your back. So send us an email and tell us that you'd like a copy of this budget and we'll get one right at you.
So if you do get the 3-month budget template, which we really encourage you to get if you want to manage your money wisely and enjoy doing it so that you don't regret it at the end of the month, this is how the first page will look like. A welcome from us to you and encouraging you on your journey and manage your money and enjoying that, whether it's you and your spouse or as an individual.
So on the next tab, you see a budget for the 3 months, and we like doing in advance so that we don't have to do every month a budget. If you just plan in advance, you can always amend it if things change. It's a budget, it's a plan. You can always amend plans, right? Yeah. So that's what financial plans are as well. The reason why we're so passionate about this is because basically think of yourself as a CEO, right? You're a CEO of your own life. Your finances are also part of managing, right? So you need to make sure that you're in the driver's seat and you're managing that and not being led by your feelings. Because when you're running a company, you have to think about all these different things, right? So in the same way, in your money, you cannot just be like, do you know what I mean? You have to plan it, structure it, and don't worry, this budget is gonna help you.
Yes.
So the first step would be entering in your incomes. If you're doing this with your spouse and you both agreed that you'd like to enter your finances in one budget, then go ahead, put both your income. If you're doing this as an individual or you and your spouse prefer to do it separately, then go ahead and do it as you please. So let's say you earn 1,500 each month. You'd go ahead, put that right in, and then you'd also put it across for the rest of the months. And then if you're doing it with your spouse, enter your spouses, let them go over. And the additional income is for anything else that you might do some side hustle on the side. You might do a bit of hair, a bit of Uber driving, whatever it is. You can put that additional income in there. That's obviously, you can calculate roughly how much you're going to get each month and then just write that figure in. So let's say this person gets £200 for June. They get nothing for July. And then for August they get 300. So kind of that's how you do this budget.
Also, don't worry about any formulas. We've already entered those for you. Oh yeah. So you know it's all
you just
cool.
got the easy job of just putting the numbers in.
So really enjoy it.
So we've intentionally put saving and investing first. We are encouraging you guys. Come on, this 2020. Even with everything that's going on, it's still possible to put plans into place. If you don't have any debt with high interest and all that stuff, definitely save. If you do have debt, we encourage to pay that first. If you've never done a budget before, we would probably recommend to just put 10% of your income into this. So going with the total income of 3,200, the savings would be £320. So here we have a buffer account. A buffer, this is just if you want to just throw some money somewhere. We have an emergency one. This is like a place where you just save like something like £1,000 just for any emergencies. Anything can happen. Emergency 2 is like your 3 to 6 months worth of saving. We'll do more videos to cover these type of savings. If you want to buy a new house, you know, this is just a breakdown of different things that we've thought people might want to save for. So now we go into the expenses. This is the part where your major money goes, right? If you have debt, put your amounts of how much you want to pay into this section. If you have a credit card and you spend on it, we recommend 100% paying that off each month. Let's say this person is giving themselves an amount of £100 to spend on their credit card each month. So we'll just drag that across. Or do the same in regards to savings.
So once you put all your figures for your debts and the money that you owe certain people to, hopefully you don't, we can go into the essentials. So the essentials are expenses which really require to help you to live. So shelter, you need transportation, you need food, you know, you need
your water, your gas.
There you go, utilities, all those essential. These are essential expenses which will help you with your living. So for example, if you know you may be of faith, we encourage giving. So you may put your tithes or your offerings or any sort of giving that you would like to give. So we got tithes and offerings there. And then next you got your rent, you got your water, council tax, car insurance, all these essential expenses. So literally, let's say tithes, we want to put another 10%, so that would be $320. And let's say your rent could be about 800, so we put 800 there, and so on and so forth. So now as you can see, after you filled out all your essential figures, you can now move on to the non-essentials. So non-essentials are expenses which you want to spend on. Not necessarily that, so if you don't spend on these, you won't be able to live or you won't be able to survive. These are expenses which you are able to amend, and they are mostly variable, meaning that they can change over time or change each month, depending on your needs and wants in the given month. So as you can see, we've got eating out and takeaways, we have haircut or, you know, hair salon for the ladies, we have entertainment, fitness, and so on and so forth. You can add as much non-essentials as you like according to your lifestyle. This is just an example, so please don't think, oh, Jonathan, you're telling me I can only use these? No, no, no. You can add as much as you want, and you can reduce or remove as much as you want. You know, the more you remove, the more money you save, you know what I mean? Or invest. So, you know, play around with it. Put the ones that you know that are non-essential in your life. And also don't forget to fill in your figures. So for example, eating out takeaway for June, you know, want to treat yourself as an individual or treat you and your spouse, yo, let's spend about, you know, 50, 60 pounds. Or you want to just do a quick Sam's thing, you want to spend 20 pounds, you know. Entertainment, you know, this could be, you know, Netflix, Disney Plus, your cinema, any movie you might watch on YouTube, and etc. These are things you can add in as well.
So you just basically put in an estimate of how much you would like to spend. So these are not, you don't always know the figures, you know what I mean? It's like giving your allowance, yourself an allowance in different areas of your life. And for example, in eating out, let's say this was our budget. Next month, we know we'll take into consideration that it's my birthday. Jonathan might want to, you know, buy me some takeaway, you know, 1 or 2, you know what I'm saying? So we might just put a bit extra money in there. So it might go up to 200, you know, no, not 20.
Yeah, £20.
200. Do you know what I mean? And then in August, you might say, I just want to spend £10. You know what I mean? So you can just really play around with the figures.
So after you fill in your figures for your non-essential expenses, as you can see, you have your total expenses, savings, and investments. Why am I saving investments with my expenses? You have to remember that savings and investments are money you've saved or invested that will be spent later on in life. So essentially, or in theory, they are an expense. So that's why they're included with your other expenses. But remember, this is money that you have planned to spend for a later time in your life. So just remember that. That's why they're included. However, you can separate them again, if it benefits you as an individual, you and your spouse. So as you can see, we have about, oh my days, 3,014 pounds. Dang. Expenses, including savings and investments. But at the same time, as you can see below, you have your net cash flow. So your net cash flow is technically all your income minus all your expenses, including savings and investments. So we can see that we have some money left in net cash flow. We encourage, since we are not financial advisors, we're just sharing from our experience and what we have learned and practiced, that your net cash flow should be zero. What? Yes, zero. Because you want to plan every single £1
to
the penny. Yeah, you want to tell every single £1 or penny to where it should go. Yeah, because with you having a net cash flow of nearly over £100, what's it gonna do? Is it just gonna stay in the bank and do anything? No. You are a person. If you want to be that wealth builder, if you want to be have that keeper's financial lifestyle, if you want to be proactive, you gotta tell where your money gotta go. So since we're trying to keep that net cash flow to zero, we're gonna put that £186 to our emergency fund number 1, where we have a minimum of £1,000 emergency, just like that. So it may be small, but this is how you start and enjoy your emergency fund in the future. It always starts small. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So now what you could do, you can fill out the estimations of your income and expenses, savings and investments for the next 2 months, which will be July and August.
If you do have your emergency fund, you have a minimum of £1,000, put that into your second emergency. This is where you have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. If you already have that, maybe see a business you can start, maybe invest it into put it into your investment portfolio if that is something you desire.
Okay, so now you have filled your 3-month budget. Woo-hoo! Well done. See, it wasn't that hard, was it? So as you can see, all the net cash flows at the end of each month is zero, which is good because it shows and gives you the confidence to you as an individual or to you as a couple that you have told where your money to go every single £1, and that's good. So as you can see, in June the total expenses are there, July and August, and you can scroll up to see how much you are planning to save and invest. Look at that. That's quite a lot, isn't it? So this will give you the confidence that, wow, you can actually plan to save and invest instead of scrambling money after you spend everything and at the end of the month you're like, flip, I got nothing. You know, like you got no emergency funds, you know, you ain't got no funds for your future holiday, you know, or if you're getting married, future honeymoon, you know, like, or even as an individual, you ain't got no plans to whether you want to buy a house or start your business. This will give you a clear view and confidence that, wow, I can actually allocate some money at the end of the month or even before the new month even starts. So this is why a budget is really, really beneficial and useful. So now, let's say you come to the end of the month of June. Now you need to put in your actual figures, and this is when you have your review day, where you review all the expenses that you have spent and any income that you have gained during the month of June. So we've got another tab for you which you can click, which it says June actual figures. So as you can see, this is all beautiful for you. You have a column called budgeted, and in column C, your actual figures, and then in column D is the variance. So this is the difference between what you budgeted and what you actually spent or what you actually gained in terms of income. So as you can see, it's all synchronized, so you don't need to do anything. So everything you put in for June is already there. All you need to do is to put in your actual figures. Where do I get my actual figures from? You can check your bank statement. You know, if you're using some apps to put records on your expenses and income, you know, there's apps like Yolt, spending tracker, and I'm sure there's some bank apps that they actually, you know, record your expenses, so you can check your bank app and to see all your actual expenses that has gone out during the month of June. This month, let's say in June, you're like, well, you know, we got paid the same amount that we predicted, which is good. So then you enter literally the same amount. And then as you can see, as you enter the same amount, the variance is zero to show that your budgeted equals your actual. So there's no difference. And then next, you go into your savings and investments. How much did you actually save? Did you stick to your plan?
Yes,
or do you like, nah, you know what? We needed some money to, you know, eat more, treat ourselves. So be honest.
Yeah. So let's say here you undersaved, so you spent 170. And let's say here you thought, actually, I want to put extra £2.
So yeah, so as you can see the variance again. When it's a difference, it's in red. But when you've either saved a bit more or invested a bit more, there's an increase in the variance. So now you've got your savings and investment done, you can go into your expenses again, you know, include the actual figures. How much did you pay off your debt? Hopefully you paid it in full. And, you know, then you go into your essentials, you know, how much you actually spent. If rent is fixed, then that's great. Hopefully it's fixed. So then you put in your rent figures and so on and so forth. Or your mortgage as well. And then you go into your non-essentials, add in the figures, and then you can see the variance in the variance column. So now you've filled in all your actual figures for the month of June. You can see that in the net cash flow, you got some money left. Dun, dun, dun. So as you as an individual, or you and your spouse, you can talk and decide and agree what you're gonna do with that money. You know, should we put it more into a holiday? Should we put it more into our investments? Emergency fund?
Pay debt.
Oh yes, pay your debt. Yeah, y'all, if you didn't pay your debt this month or in June, as we're working on, pay it off.
If you have children,
yeah,
you know, those are things that you can contribute to.
Yeah, definitely. Or you might be thinking, you know what? Because we're going to the new month, which is July, we can allocate this money probably to increase shopping, because July, it's a busy month and we're going to need more food. Then yes, that would be a wise thing to do. So you have to remember, whatever you decide, be realistic, because life changes every single month, every single day. And I'm thinking, but wait, if I got a new expense that, you know, came out of the blues, if it was out of the blues, or you didn't really thought about when you were planning for June, don't worry, you can add a new row for your new expense. Let's say, for example, your new expense was that, oh man, our tire broke down, we needed to, you know, get more money and spend on tire repairs. Cool. So all you do is just put car repairs, tire, add in the actual amount. Because there's no budget amount for the car repairs, you can put it in and probably cost about, you know, 8 quid, hopefully. And then all you have to do is just copy the formula from the row above, click enter, and then literally it will automatically calculate your total expenses, so you don't need to worry about, you know, playing around with formulas or calculation. But if you're an Excel expert, go ahead and do your thing. So as you can see, there are still more money left over in the net cash flow. But again, between you and your spouse, or you as an individual, you choose where that money should go. And at the bottom, we have a review notes. So on your review day, you and your spouse can discuss, okay, how did we do with our money? How well do we manage our money for the month of June? And this will help you guys to analyze your money habits. This will help you to analyze what kind of financial lifestyle you have been living. So this is really good to write down some stuff of what you thought and what you even achieved. Let's say, you know, we thought we were going to spend 150 on shopping. We didn't really. We spent about 100, which is good. So you saved about £50. So stuff like that, you can write it down. Or again, with the unexpected expense that came about with your tires punctured, you can be like, well, this month we didn't really expect our, you know, tires to be punctured. Probably for July, we should probably save for any car repairs, or increase more in your emergency fund. So just in case there may be a car issue, you can tap into your emergency fund instead of finding money somewhere else.
So guys, we move on to the next tab. So as you can see, we have a essential graph and a non-essential graph. This is just for a visual representation, so you can see where your money is going. So not everyone learns the same way, so this is another way that you can see. As you can see here, the rent and / mortgage is the highest expense. That's usual for most people, unless you've paid off your mortgage, right? As you can see, blessings is one of the highest here. Well done.
Keep giving, y'all. Keep giving.
And as you can see, the the expense that wasn't budgeted for in this case is also represented here. So you can just kind of see overall where everything is going.
Also, on top of that, with the graphs, again, if you make any amendments, for example, adding a new expense or remove an expense, the graph will automatically do the changes that you will make. But obviously, if you've got any issues and you're not really an Excel expert, you can contact us and we'll be happy to help you out. So, that's all, folks.
Yay.
Hope that was enjoyable and hope you learned something regarding how important and how key having a budget really is.
Yeah.
And you know, the benefits of a budget is that you know how to plan for your money. You know where your money is going. Not only know, you can see where your money is going. And at the same time, if you are a married couple, you can discuss and work together and make the wise financial decisions for your future together. And if you're on as an individual, you can also live a healthy financial life by managing your money well and seeing where your money is going. Hope you lot get to stay tuned to our other videos. And again, if you do want a template, send us an email. We'll happily send you the template. And again, if you need any help with it, just give us a contact, let us know, and we will be there for you. All right, hope to see you next time.